Welcome to Deaf and Dumb. I'm Dan May.
And I'm Dudley May.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
I'm very sleepy.
I'm sleepy too.
It's very, very late.
Yeah.
I literally just walked in the door.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been back for a little while actually.
Yeah.
It was kind of surprised me how late you got back.
Yeah, well, we had to get something to eat, and we also took the wrong road a little bit, and
you went the wrong way?
Yeah, well, sort of, kind of, yeah. And then we exited off at a weird spot at one point, and we also went to a half-price book for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the truth comes out.
Hey.
You took a detour.
Well, yeah.
Which I don't blame you for,
Yeah.
but...
Well, it was right next to where we were going to get some food, so
convenient.
It worked out. Or
convenient.
Food was right next to where it was. I'm not sure which way it went. So finally, after over 5 hours in a car, I'm back home.
Yeah.
And I'm exhausted.
Which is funny, because I left...
late?
Like 2 hours late after you, and got back before you did.
Well, yeah, and you didn't have to go as far.
That's true. My drive was like 2.5 hours, so...
Yeah, mine was twice that.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're getting back from PAX South.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was
a
good
weekend.
Uh-oh.
Got what?
I'm having some audio issues. Okay, I hope we're not completely screwing up my audio. I'm having some audio issue, and let's just keep rolling with it.
Okay.
So if there's no audio problems, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, we're okay.
There's something wrong with my mixer, I think.
I don't hear anything wrong with it right now, so I assume it's okay.
Yeah, my audio through was doing something weird. But anyway, that's beside the point. Y'all probably didn't notice.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
So yeah, we just got back from PAX South.
PAX South.
2017.
A whole weekend.
Our third PAX.
Yep,
we've gone to.
The third PAX South, and the third one we've been to.
Yeah.
So.
We did all kinds of stuff.
We did.
We played a bunch of board games, which we've already talked about in our little specials.
Yeah. And,
but we played a new one today.
Yes, we did. We
mentioned it yesterday's episode. There's a game we'd heard about called Secret Hitler.
Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday we were playing. We were playing Fool's Gold and Benita, and there was a table on either side of us that were on both sides of it. They were both playing this game, and they were just hollering, and it sounded like so much fun.
They were laughing. They were having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so we were like, "What are they?" I was just wanted to know what they were playing.
Yeah.
And we had actually got up and we were heading out, and I was like, "Wait, maybe I should go back and find out what the game they were playing."
Yeah.
So I went way back over to the table, and I went up to the guy, and I was like, "Hey, we heard you. What game were y'all playing? We heard y'all yelling and stuff, and so and they were like, "Oh, it's Secret Hitler."
Secret Hitler.
Secret Hitler.
Yeah.
Exclamation mark.
Yeah.
And so the next day, we
were on a quest.
We were on a quest to get this game. And Trey had actually gone and looked and couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So, and he actually tracked one down on the floor and
that was it.
But then he ended up losing it. Like they turned it in or something, so he couldn't find it. And then so I went over and looked, and then we couldn't find it. I wandered the whole tabletop area trying to find where a copy was.
Y'all were out sweeping.
Yeah, and just to be like, hey, if y'all take this back, let us know,
Yeah.
and we want it. Well, and then I ended up saying, I'm going to go back and look again. So I went back to the tabletop area, booth or whatever that has all the games.
Yeah.
And I was looking at them. Well, they have a section, it's all alphabetized.
Yeah.
Well, then they have a section for small board games. So I was like, maybe it's over here in the small board games. And there it was. They had 2 boxes sitting there. So I grabbed one and got it and checked it out, and then came back to the table, and we played it. And it is so much fun.
It's just a lot of fun. So basically, it's a hidden roles game. It's very similar to Resistance or Resistance Avalon, in that you all have there are liberals and fascists, and the fascists are the bad guys, and one of the fascist members is Hitler.
Yep.
And the whole thing is everyone's trying to basically pass policies that are in their favor. So you have a little
tracking
board on for each side, and there's liberal articles, policies, and fascist ones. And as you place them, that's basically a point in your team's favor. So the liberals are trying to get 5 liberal articles passed, and then the fascists are either trying to get 6 liberal articles passed, or 3 and getting Hitler as the chancellor. And so everyone
controller. Is it chancellor?
You kept saying controller.
I don't know why I keep saying controller. It's chancellor. You're right.
And so each of us take turns being president, and the president picks who the chancellor is, and then everyone votes on whether that person becomes the chancellor. And and then once that's done, they draw 3 of the top 3 policy cards.
From a stack.
The president looks at them first, and then discards 1 and then hands 2 to the chancellor, and then the chancellor has to pick 1. So the idea is that if you're the president and you're a fascist, you can look at the card and you have two fascist cards and 1 liberal, and you can get rid of the liberal and hand them the other person only 2 fascist cards, and they have no choice. Yeah. They have to play 1.
They have no choice. Yeah.
If you're a liberal and you don't want to pass it and you have that same hand, you can hand them 1 of each and hope that they are not a fascist and that they play the liberal card. But then you can kind of learn if they are or not. So it's kind of
a testing.
Yeah, it's a way to test what they are, and so it's so much fun. And it's really funny great. Because you're like yelling at each other, calling each other fascists and liberals, and it's just hugely fun. And then accusing each other of being Hitler, and
what's really good about it, what makes it, and I like this game much more than I like Resistance and Avalon, because when you play those games, specifically Resistance, it kind of gets. After all, you played it a lot. You get good at kind of spotting the trends, and then you kind of get an idea. And then Avalon's better because it's got the different characters.
They have special abilities.
And then, but this one, it makes it really difficult to track information because the drawing the policy cards throws everything off. Yeah. There's no. This team, someone decided to fail on purpose. Yeah, exactly. There's a possibility that a liberal will give a fascist policy because they had no choice. Yeah.
And then actually, because, as you get more fascist articles passed, you get to a certain tier and they get, the government, the president gets more power. They get a little abilities that they can use to shake up the game, which can be helpful for the liberals, but...
it can also be
but it also means that the fascists are closer to winning, and it's this awesome kind of view on how people in government, even if they're not bad, allowing certain things to continue in the government because it gives them power to further whatever their agenda is.
Yeah,
and then it gets to a point where the president can start killing people. And the idea is, if they're a liberal president, they're trying to find Hitler and kill him. If they kill Hitler, they win. If they don't, they just kill some random person. They don't know if they're a fascist or not. And
all you know is if they're not Hitler, the game doesn't end. Mm-hmm. So that's all you know. Yeah. And it's
really good. We played 3 games?
We played 3 games. Yeah. And we had a blast. Yeah. And actually, we started playing the first game, and we were kind of still learning it. And one guy approached our table. His name was JD, which I'm surprised I remember. Yeah. But
same here. Same here. I'm surprised I remember.
Yeah. So because we're usually pretty bad about names.
I still don't remember R&R names from episode 1 of the specials. Day 1 R&R. The ones I played
you don't?
simulcast with.
Yeah.
I don't Russian something. I'm
If they
sorry
end up
if you are listening. I apologize.
Send us a message and let us know what your names are,
or tweet at us or something, and we'll correct it. Or if you want to stay anonymous or whatever, what have you.
Yeah, if you don't want to be mentioned on our show, that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this guy came over and he was like, he was a fan of the game. He'd played it, and he sat down and he was just watching us for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then someone else showed up, and she was standing over, kind of at the end of the table, looking over and watching. And so I was like, oh, she just wants to watch as well. And I said, hey, hello, and then she introduced herself, and I didn't catch her name.
I know. I'm really annoyed I didn't get her name either.
I'm really annoyed I didn't get her name. I meant to grab it, but then she left before I had her chance. But anyway,
if you're listening, tweet us and let us know your name. And
yes, I'm sorry.
She has my email, so she can email me.
Yeah. Well, she is involved with the people who made this game.
She was there promoting it.
She was there promoting it. And so they were giving out copies at PAX.
Yeah.
They
were going around people playing it.
They would go around and see if people like it, and they would give them away.
Yeah.
I looked at the history of it. This game started out as a Kickstarter back in 2013, I believe.
So it's been around for a little while.
Yeah, well, it's a free game.
Yeah.
You can download and it's a print and play game.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you can go to the website right now and print it with a printer and play the game.
Yeah.
So it's free.
Yeah.
Now you can get the official version, which is through Amazon. It's like $35.
Okay.
And it has all the pieces and it's all in a box and everything.
Yeah.
But you can play the game now for free.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So if you want to try it, which I do recommend.
Yeah, if you like hidden role games and you like lying to your friends, like I do. And
the only downside is you have to have 5 players.
Yeah,
it's a minimum 5 players. So it's 5 to 10.
Yeah, it goes to 10, which I would love to play with 10 players or just more players because it changes it up a little bit. Because we played the first game with just 5, and then we added JD, and so we were at 6. And then and the lady we can't remember. She was wanting to join. She really wanted to join in and play, but she had to go to a panel. She had to go be on a panel. She had to be busy, being doing her job.
It was about promoting games too, which is really funny.
What she was doing, so I kept trying to argue with her, saying, "Hey, you could just stay because you're promoting the game and show up late and be like, I was busy doing what I'm supposed to be doing."
Yeah. And we had the version we played was an earlier edition. It was an early demo they had given to PAX to basically for you to play. And I was looking at pictures of the final version. Yeah. It looks pretty nice.
I know it looks great.
It looks good.
It looks really good.
They changed some things about it, made some detail changes, but for the most part, the art on it is really nice.
Yeah.
And I found out. Some of it was done by one of the strip search guys.
Oh yeah,
McKinsey something. Oh. I had it and I don't have it anymore.
Yeah,
but yeah, one of the guys that was in the strip search, the Penny Arcade reality show thing they did. He was one of the guys on it, and so he did the art for the game.
That's cool.
Or he worked on some of the art.
Awesome.
I don't know if he did all of it. But, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. It was a lot of fun. We spent we played 3 games and we spent a couple of hours.
Oh yeah, it was a good 2 hours, I would say.
Yeah, learning and then playing it a bunch.
Yeah. And we would have if we were probably if we were like at home with it, we would have played a couple more easy.
Oh yeah,
it's fun. It's fast paced. It's crazy.
And who doesn't want to call their friends fascists?
Yeah,
or Hitlers.
Yeah, or Hitlers. Yeah, we're just yelling at each other. You're Hitler.
No, you have to be Hitler.
And I was like, as far as I know, all 3 of you are Hitlers.
I had
Stuff
proposed.
like that.
I kind of had the idea that they should an alternative title for the game instead of Secret Hitler should be Everyone's Hitler, because at some point someone's going to accuse you of being Hitler.
Yeah. Who isn't Hitler?
Who's not Hitler?
But it was a fun game. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad we overheard a crowd of people playing it.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to experience it. It was great.
But I don't know if we can mention this or not, but we are getting a copy.
Yeah.
Because we were enjoying it, and the lady who was
whose name I'm sure we will learn.
I'm so sorry we don't know her name. Feel so bad about it.
I will know it soon, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I hope.
They were sending us a copy.
Yeah, they're going to send us a copy. They found out we had the show, and they said, "Well, hey, give us some information, and we'll send you one." And I'm like, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, so we'll have a copy and the name,
and hopefully,
and we'll have future stories of gameplay.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
It's great. I'm really excited about owning a copy. PAX was great. It was so much fun. I never get to do everything I want to do.
You can't.
It's just not possible.
It's just every year I'm always like, I wish I'd done more, and it's just not possible.
Yeah.
And next year I may try not to go to the Q&As and stuff like that, and spend more time with the games.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do.
It's really hard to do.
They're so entertaining. It's like you want to go to the show, but it cuts into your game time, but you don't want to play too much game because that cuts into your other stuff.
Yeah.
It's just really difficult.
And I love going to the Penny Arcade guys, Mike and Jerry. I love going to their Q&As. They're always fun to see, and I enjoy watching them.
I caught the end of the Make a Strip, and I didn't go to the Q&As.
The Make a Strip was the only one I went to this year. The first year I went to all their stuff, and then last year I only went to 2, and this year I only went to 1. And it's solely because I had to have it was going to eat up too much time. I was a little disappointed. I love seeing them. They're always hilarious. They're always fun to see. But I did seeing the Acquisitions Incorporated live D&D game made up for not being able to see all that stuff, and also getting to meet Pat Rothfuss was awesome. I would have paid the price for the ticket just to have seen those things, just to shown up, seen acting, and seen Pat Rothfuss do a reading and get his autograph. I would have paid the price for that. And then all this other stuff is just bonus, really.
Bonus.
Even though,
well, when you really break it down, the amount of content to cost is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $75 for 3-day pass.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff you can see there outweighs the cost by a huge margin.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's so big.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna get bigger.
Yeah. It's
because they were working on part of the convention center, expanding it, so they're making that space bigger.
Yeah, they have
so they're gonna fill
room to grow.
Yeah, and so it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of PAX, they made an announcement. Friday, they're adding another convention to the docket.
Yeah.
So there'll be a 5th one.
Yeah.
But it's going to be different.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm really interested in it.
I'm interested in it too. It's called PAX Unplugged.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
In November, I have a date
Philadelphia, PA.
Yeah, Philadelphia. November 17th through 19th.
Where it's always sunny.
They'll be this year, 2017. Tickets will go on sale sometime in this spring. It's called PAX Unplugged.
Wait, what was the date on it? I'm sorry.
November 17th through 19th.
Okay.
It will be focused on tabletop gaming.
And that's it?
So, yeah, it won't have the video game element. So they're trying to do something a little different, because they said they could have just copied and pasted their current setup from, all the other ones they do to Philadelphia, but they decided to do something different, and
to make it its own,
Yeah, the board game have elements of the convention have been growing over the years. There's a lot of indie games, a lot of small board game companies coming to these events and showing off their games and we play them.
I mean, we're in a renaissance of board games and tabletop games and card games. There's so many of them. Like, just wandering around the tabletop free play area, I would get a huge taste of what's out there just looking from table to table as I walk through, and I would kind of stop and look at the stuff that looked interesting and caught my eye. There's so many games I like. It seemed like not long ago I would walk through and there would be more games I would recognize than now. Like, just from the 2 years ago. Now I'm like, most of the games I saw around, I didn't know what they were or what they were playing. They were all very different, and which is really cool. And
that's a big selling point for me for coming to this convention is to play games I haven't played. It's a perfect opportunity. In fact, I was telling Cusley, our cousin,
Cusley.
I was telling her that when I was putting Secret Hitler back, there was a guy behind me was talking about, this is not a venue, this is not a good place to learn new games and stuff. And I'm like,
what are you talking about?
I was like, this is the perfect place to learn new game because you don't have to buy these games because
or know
games
somebody
are expensive.
who has it, or know a shop that has it for a demo copy.
Yes, it takes time to learn a new game, and you have to sit down and do it. But it's perfect to do it. Especially you do it in the evening.
Yeah, and
after
not just
5 o'clock when the floor is closed and there's no shows. Just go play games.
Yeah, I mean,
perfect.
They have
for
a
that.
huge library of games that you can check out, and then not just that. You can go over. They had the free play PC area where you get 45 minutes to sit at a really nice computer.
Yeah.
And with a library of games on PC games, you could just play though. They also had the Oculus Rift area where you could just go try out Oculus Rift games.
I looked at it, I saw it, and I was like looking at it, and I just didn't ever partake.
Yeah, I went over several times and watched people play stuff. But the lines were usually pretty long, and like I said, I had a lot of other things to do, so I didn't spend. Also, my legs hurt I had knee problems the whole weekend, so I was in some discomfort. So I wasn't very motivated to stand in line for terribly long.
I tried to. This morning I left early and got in line for the opening.
Yeah.
And my goal was to check two things, and that was try to get into the Zelda for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Didn't get in, sadly.
And
every time I would go by, it was always full, and it was just never quite worked out.
When we were there, it felt like, like the people were going in, the crowd were going in, and it felt like a disproportionate number of them were headed straight at that Nintendo booth.
Yeah, it was a huge attraction. It was always packed too. And I went by a few times and just kind of checked, but it was always a line, and it was a long line. So there'd be the end of the line, but then there'd be a line. So there'd be a guy holding a sign saying, "This is the end of the line for now."
Yeah.
And then there'd be a line behind that guy.
Yeah, of just people waiting for them to extend it.
Yeah, to extend it. So it would let those people in, and then it would come back.
Yeah.
That guy would shift that. And I was just like, man, it was one of those things where like I could spend hours standing in line to play one game, or I can go play other stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'll play video games eventually.
Yeah.
The ones I want to play.
Yeah.
I'll get them eventually.
Yeah. Well, and I really wanted to check out the Switch, but one, I didn't want to be tempted. And then also, I can wait. In a couple of months, it'll be out, and I'll just...
Yeah, it's only 2 months.
I'm just stealing yours.
Yeah.
You're gonna come and just take it.
Yeah, I'll probably I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get it. If as long as I have the money.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. As long as I have money, which I should.
Yeah.
It should be fine.
Yeah.
The other thing I was gonna try to get in was the Resident Evil 7 biohazard thing they had.
Yeah. They had like a little. It was a tent thing. I think we talked about it. Where
we talked about it. I think it's like
some kind of experience.
It's a 30-minute. A 30 or 40-minute thing they did, but they only did it was exclusive to 65 people
64.
a day. 64. So whoever got there and got the first 65 tickets
64.
Huh?
64.
Whatever it was. It had a time on it, and you'd come back 15 minutes before that time, and then they'd let you in.
Yeah.
Then the only other way to do it was if you got in line and was on standby. So if someone didn't show up, you could
get in.
You could get in, and I was looking at it, and they had a cap on that too, because it's the only way you would get in is if that so many people didn't show up before you.
Yeah.
So it was just like that. You would spend hours just hoping maybe you get to play.
Yeah.
And it just, I didn't make it in time, and it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Wasn't worth it. But I hear Resident Evil 7 is good. Seth has it.
Yeah, he was telling us about
and he was playing it on with the PlayStation VR.
Pisfer.
The Pisfer.
Pisfer.
Not piss.
Pisfer.
Yeah, so he said it's scary.
Yeah, that's why I won't play it.
Yeah, I was gonna try to power through it to do the experience at PAX, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I did have a chance to go and really look at the Switch.
Yeah.
Because they had several of them in little display cases, and and I watched the guy over his shoulder while he was playing, and it looks pretty good.
It looks great.
I was curious about the what the cards were like, or the games, what they were like. Yeah, and their cartridges. They were a little card slot at the top.
Okay.
And that for the game card.
Yeah.
And then it looks like, I couldn't quite tell. I think the SD card just goes in the bottom. It's like a little push thing in the bottom, as far as I could tell. But it looks good.
It looks
good.
Really cool. I'm kind of annoyed that well, not really annoyed. I've enjoyed it quite immensely, but I kind of wish I'd held off on buying my 3DS, which is what I said I was gonna do, but I didn't do it. And now I have a great, awesome 3DS, and then the Switch is coming, and I kind of wish part of me wanted to
you just saved the money,
but the games aren't going to be the same on either one, so I'm still playing.
It'll have different games. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I just.
You got a lot to play at that 3DS, though.
I have. I play it all the time.
Yeah, so
it's mostly pre-cross these days, but I still play it a lot.
I know they're still going to come out with games for it, and it's slightly more portable than the Switch.
Yeah.
You can put it in your pocket, and so
I have big pockets.
Well, yeah, they say you can fit the Switch in your pocket, but it's kind of on the big side for it. But I know they're gonna have like a carrying case, and
they'll have accessories
for it. So for all that, and little pockets to put everything in. A little booklet.
Yeah, I got something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that our buddy Trey has an uncanny ability of always picking good games? This is the third year he's gone to PAX with us.
Yes.
And every time, more often than not, he goes and grabs board games out of the library. Always games he's never played before. But he has a knack
never even heard of most times.
And he always has a knack for picking games that turn out to be really good and fun. Like you grabbed the game that was just really okay, but it didn't really. And then but he every time he grabs a game, it's really good. This is why I don't even go get games. In fact, the one time I did get a game this time, he picked it. I just went with him so we could check out two games, and he picked it, and I just grabbed it and checked it out, and
he's really good.
Yeah, because he did it last year with Colt Express. And, we did Dixit.
What was the other game?
Dixit and Ink and Gold, and all of those are fun games. And
he picked all the games.
The games last year.
And this year, for the most part, he did as well.
Yeah.
I picked one of them, and it was okay.
Yeah.
But everything he picked,
though I would have picked Colt Express because I told the story on here how we discovered that game. We were walking by and a guy had it set up, and he's like, Gentlemen, would you like to rob a train with me? And Trey and I both turned and we were like, yes, we do, but we're on the way to see something. We were headed to see a panel of some kind, and so we were just like, yes, any other time we would totally take you up on your offers, because how could we not? But
yeah, exactly.
And so when we came back later, he grabbed it, and now he owns that game. It's great.
Now, speaking of the board games, there's my one complaint.
Okay.
Of PAX.
Yeah.
And it's not a big one, but I did find myself annoyed.
Yeah.
The line for checking in and out a board game.
It wasn't as bad as last year. Last year was really.
I didn't do it last year, so it wasn't.
The lines
I guess I did.
Were way bigger last year.
It's just so.
I think they only had like 2 people checking in and out last year. I think they had 4 this time.
Well, they had 3. They would have 3 to 4.
Yeah, they switched out a lot, but there was usually at least 3 people, and so it was a little better, and it was organized a little better, so the line wasn't just down the middle of everything.
But it still takes a little long. Especially when you're just returning a game and you're standing in the same line that people are checking out a game, it just takes a little while.
Yeah.
We were in Seth, and me and Trey were talking about it, and we were like, they gotta do something about it. Yeah. And the 2 ideas we had was they either need 2 checkout hubs, so split the crowd, or have a check-in line, 2 people for check-in, 2 people to check out. Yeah. So you can, get it. There's 2 different lines. Yeah. Again, divides the crowd, but also, lay it out to where it works. But it's just that's the part that was a little weak for me.
Well, I can understand why they keep it all as one, because some people check one in and then check another one out, and then also if you have 4 people there and then no one's checking anything in at that moment, well. Then
Well, and you can still do that. Yeah. They can both do it from either side, but you kind of divide it a little bit, so people who are trying to drop a game off to go off to something else can go do it pretty quickly, because that doesn't take long. Yeah. When it's new people setting up a new account and stuff like that, and putting a barcode on their badge and all that, takes a little bit. Yeah. So it's just
and maybe they just need to streamline it a little bit, but I think it's still better than it was. Like the first year was never really a problem. The second year,
it wasn't as many people in the first year.
The second year there was a huge influx. I don't think they quite expected that many more people to be there that year, and so the lines and checkout was long, and it took a long time. And then this year was an improvement. I think it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, hopefully they'll work it out a little bit. Especially with they're doing PAX Unplugged. Yeah. They should definitely work out all the kinks for that.
Yeah. Really interesting.
That would be a really good one to go to.
It would,
in my opinion, because that's the biggest thing we do at these is play board games. Yeah. And if they have one specifically for board games,
I have a long list of games I spotted out. I didn't get a chance to play that I kind of kept an eye on, and I got notes of, and I'm going to try to track them down and research them and maybe play a few of them, because there were a lot of games that really intrigued me. Like I talked about some of them already, but that I was interested in just from the way it looked and watching a few people play them, and so there's lots of video games I would really want to check out and see what they're all about, and hopefully find some new stuff, which I spent too much money at PAX. But
I did pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
I didn't spend too much.
Yeah.
But I also got some money because I had paid for a ticket. So I got money from Seth for his badge. So that covered all my expenses for the weekend. So it worked out pretty good for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the most expensive thing I had to pay for was parking.
Mm-hmm.
Which was, a thing, so. Well, and then it would have been a hotel room, but we worked out a deal on that.
But yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it's so much fun. I can't wait for next year.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's always fun.
Hopefully I won't have to work on the Friday and be able to... get the full experience again. Because I really felt like I missed out a little bit.
Yeah,
there wasn't like anything big I wanted to see, but I could have probably got into the Nintendo on Friday and
Friday's
stuff like that.
Friday's the day to go because it doesn't have as many people, and it's better. It's easier to get on to explore the floor and floor and get in some lines.
It's a little less on Sunday as well, but it's still hard to get into stuff.
There's a lot of people on Sunday who are just gunning for those lines. That's the last day they're gonna go and they're gonna aim to win whatever line they wanted.
Yeah, they're more willing to spend hours waiting in line for it, and so
it was so much fun. It was great seeing Seth. It was great hanging out with Trey and Cusley. And it was just a great time. It was awesome. And
and I always have fun. And now I have more board games to add to my list that I want to buy. And so I can play Gold Rush. I mean, Fool's Gold is high on my list.
Probably I like that one a lot. It's a worker placement, but it does a lot of things that make some worker placement. There's a lot of worker placement games where you easily get overwhelmed, and Trey and I were talking about options. This. He pointed out in most worker placement games there's a mechanic for gaining more workers to place, while and so usually somebody is gaining more workers before someone else. So if you're one of the people who's holding off getting workers, you feel like you're lagging behind. While in Fool's Gold, everyone gains a worker at the same rate. So everyone always has the same amount of worker. You also start with the same amount of money, and the money just gets cycled, but you can do stuff to increase the amount of your money pool that gets cycled around, so you have a little bit of an edge, but everyone has the same amount of workers, so you're always taking some kind of action. And even if you can't get in the mine you want, you can give yourself priority on it or whatever, and it's really, really cleverly done. That game is like, I'm really impressed with it because one, the mechanics are all solid, and the way the game plays out is really solid. But also how well it plays into the theme is I'm really impressed with it.
Yes, the theme is really good. The art is really nice. The game mechanics are great. Yeah. It's probably my favorite worker placement I played. Oh, yeah? I can't think of another one off the top of my head that I just liked more. But again, it's a new game, so it still has that new game. Yeah. I need to play it a couple more times to see if it holds up. It doesn't get, because some games you're like, oh, this is a great game, really good, and you play it. Yeah, and after you play it about 5 or 6 times, then you're like,
stale a little bit. But I don't think this game will. I
don't think it would. I'd be curious to play it a few more times, see how it goes.
Yes, it's a really good game.
As opposed to like Secret Hitler, where I could see that being fun for a while.
Yeah, especially if you get a lot of different people.
A lot of different people, a lot of different bigger groups.
So find the people you want to call fascists and get them to play a game with it, and it'll make it okay.
Yeah. It was a good weekend.
Yeah, it was.
I got to see Patrick Rothfuss.
Yes, you did.
He signed my copy of one of his books. Yeah. He was very sleepy.
Yeah.
I say sleepy. He looked tired.
Yeah.
Well, it was 7:30. I imagine he's had
a really busy week, so I don't blame him.
I don't blame. I'm not complaining or anything. I just thought it was amusing. I was really amusing. So I didn't throw the naked line at him. Yeah. Because I don't think he was like fully aware of what was going on. I don't know. No,
I don't know about that, but
no, I'm joking. He was fun. He was great.
It was awesome. It was cool to see him.
Saw him again. And then I just wandered around. I did the scavenger hunt. Yeah. In the last hour, I went around, and that was hard.
Yeah, it wasn't as hard last year, but
last year you just had to go scan it on your phone and you got it. Yeah. Well, and it was like a little keychain thing, which I still have on my keychain. Mm-hmm. But this year was different. Yeah. And they had these stations where you scanned your badge, so you had to have it. You had a unique number, and it tied to an account on the online, so you would gain information. Well, what made it hard also, you couldn't just go up to these things and get them. You had to do them in a certain order or certain groups.
Yeah. Okay.
They were in like groups of 3, so you had to do those in that group.
Okay.
And it took me. I could not figure out the order.
Yeah.
I was going in circles for a while and just couldn't get it. Finally, I went online and found someone who made a map.
So you cheated?
No, because I was running out of time.
You cheated.
It was 4:30, and I had gone to like 3 or 4 of them, and it wouldn't let me scan them. So, and I had I hadn't looked at how many steps I did today, but I'm guarantee you I did a lot of steps today.
So what was
finally
what was the end goal?
I went up.
What did you get?
Huh?
What happened at the end?
I didn't get anything.
Why didn't?
Because the way it works is, what's cool about it is you do all the scans, you do all 9 of them, and then you go at the last day, at the end of the day, they had the 10th one, and you would go up to it, and there was a line for it, and you scan it, and it had a random chance of getting a prize.
Okay.
Which would have been anywhere from, they had like a Jim Dark Magic painting.
Oh, yeah.
They had lanyards, they had
all kinds of merch stuff.
All kinds of merch stuff. They also had like really nice headphones, like gaming headphones.
Oh, yeah.
They also had the 2 free passes to next year's PAX South.
I should have done this.
Like
Why didn't I do this?
Yeah, I didn't know about any of that.
Serves you right for cheating to not win anything.
Yeah, and so I went up there, scanned it. Most people didn't get anything. I don't know if anyone got the big prize, but I didn't. But it was a little. My big complaint on it was a little confusing. Like the information on how to do it was a little not readily available. It might have been in the booklet, but I didn't look at the booklet.
App, maybe.
Yeah, I looked on the app. The app didn't really have much information. It had the setup, and then it had you're supposed to be able to link I couldn't figure out. I had to go through my email and just click on the link. But it had a story, and I didn't read it because I read part of it as I just found it, but it was just like it needed better hints, and there might have been them. I just didn't get them, and I was trying to get through them too quickly.
Yeah, I think you were rushing. You should. I think if you had started on it earlier,
they needed a better way to figure. I like the not just going to all of them. I like doing them in a certain order, making a game out of it. But it needed a little more.
I feel like you probably missed something. I think you were.
I think I
through,
did.
And
I went up and down.
And you just don't like doing exercise.
I know. I went to the 2nd level, then the 3rd level 3 times, trying to get them to work. And none of them would work. Yeah. And then finally, and even the whole time, I did this for 30 minutes, and then I spent like another 30 minutes just trying to find someone who had basically said, okay, this is how you do it, or, give me some direction. I finally found someone who did it, and they said, this is the order I did it in, and they had a map, and they wrote numbers on it. And then, so I ran around the entire convention scanning all of them, and so I was exhausted by the time I was finished it, and and then I left not long after that. But, it was cool.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I'm exhausted.
I am too.
It's been a long weekend.
Yeah, and I have to get up and go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. So you wanna call this one short a little bit?
Yeah, we can call it short.
Yeah.
We got 2 specials, so we can go a little short.
Sorry,
and there was really no news this week, anyways.
Sorry, we're cutting it a little short, but we gave you a lot of content, right?
We gave you
it's been a long
an hour and 15 minutes extra this week. So enjoy.
So I'm gonna go sleep in my own bed and enjoy it.
Yeah, by yourself.
Yeah. Sharing a bed is okay sometimes, but sometimes I like having my own space.
Yeah. If it's a big bed, it's not too bad. Yeah. These beds weren't that big. Anyway.
Well, thank you. I want to thank Trey for going. I want to thank Seth for coming out, and Cusley. our cousin Ashley. It was a lot of fun seeing you guys. I hope y'all see y'all doing it again next time, and then we need to hang out sooner than than we have been.
The rare times we do.
Yeah, and it was a huge amount of fun. It was awesome hanging out with all you guys. It was awesome meeting all those people, everyone who was at PAX that we talked to. It was great. And and as always, please subscribe to us and rate us on iTunes. And go to our website at deafandumb.com. It's DEAFNDUMB.com. And you can find all the episodes there. You can find links to our Twitter page, Facebook page, subscription, whatever you're looking for. Email address. You want to contact us, that's where you can do it. We'll put out a new episode every Monday from now on until we decide to do another special. So back to the normal regime. Regiment is the word I was looking for, not regime. I got fascism and authoritarianism on my mind.
Fascism.
Thank you very much for listening. I'm Dan May.
And I'm Dudley May, and this has been Deaf and Dumb.
Deaf and Dumb. I'm going to sleep.
Deaf and Dumb. Stop doing that. I get the end.
I'm going to sleep.